since we're talking fight talk, I want to get your opinion. So one of our athletes is actually Stipe Miocic, and he fights coming up against John Jones at Madison Square Garden. And I went last year, but unfortunately, John, of course, tore his pec, and that got postponed. And a couple of legends going at it. So obviously, experts are saying John Jones is the overwhelming favorite. Some calling him the GOAT. Do you think there's any way Stipe can beat John? And if so, how does he get it done?
Man, I tell you what, I think it's safe to say John Jones is the Michael Jordan of mixed martial arts of the UFC. He's the greatest to ever grace to grace the octagon, to grace the sport, and it's amazing. Even when he has time off, he comes back, and it's like the dude hasn't missed a practice. He hasn't skipped a day. He hasn't been out of the cage. There's no such thing as ring rust with John. But you talk about phenomenal hard worker and Stipe Miocic, and arguably, and I don't care what anyone says, he's the greatest greatest UFC heavyweight of all time, right? He's defended it the most, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. I think he's got six title defenses. I think. Yeah, he
Yep.
is the winningest heavyweight of all time.
Yep. So you talk about a guy that's gritty, that always is sharp in there. He always has a great game plan. And what he did against Francis Ngannou in that first fight, man, when he got cracked and he was forced to take this guy down for 25 minutes and lift up that giant and slam him and take him down over and over and over. That was a feat in itself. And you can never count a guy like Stipe out. You talk about super well spoken, the constant professional, just a phenomenal, human being, a firefighter, a man's man, just a badass all around, just the true American. I tell people all this all the time, man, because fighters ask me, Guida, I'm getting in a fight and this and that. I'm looking for a part-time job. I said, hey, if it's good enough for the UFC champ or the former UFC champ, Stipe Miocic, to be a firefighter and still go back to the firehouse, man, it's good enough for anybody. You talk about an awesome family to have there at the firehouse. You can still work out there. You can train. You get 3 or 4 days off. You can go be around your family. You can go train when you're not working, obviously. If it's good enough for the champ, it's good enough for you guys. So I just feel like, I love his demeanor. I love how positive that guy is. And I love he's just a real down-to-earth guy. So that one, John he makes it look easy in there, but I think this is going to be one. It's going to be a little bit closer fight maybe than people think. Or John might just go in there and finish in the first round. But I would like to see both these guys because they're two of my favorite fighters. John was a teammate of mine for years at Jackson's, but friends with Stipe for years. It'd be cool to see an old school 5-round heavyweight fight. See the two baddest dudes in the world literally go tooth and nail and fight to the end, because you don't see that, I feel like, a lot in a lot of the heavyweight fights as much anymore. Once in a while you'll get one that might be kind of a snoozer if it goes 5 rounds, but these guys have all the technique, they have all the veteranship, they have all the experience to really go out there and put on a show. And this might be one of the most sought after fights, or a fight that people have been wanting to see. How many years are we talking now? 3 or 4. When they've been talking about John coming up to heavyweight for years now, and then there was the injury. So this is one the whole world's looking forward to.
Hell yeah. We'll see how it goes. Anyone's fight at heavyweight, man. It only takes one when you're hitting that hard.